Good afternoon, everybody. How is all of my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. It's Nikki D, and welcome back to the Nikki D channel. Today, we're going to be doing the 2025 WWE Raw Recap episode 24, which was live from Columbus, Ohio, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening. What was your favorite moment on Monday Night Raw? You want to say hi? You want to talk about wrestling? Just post a comment down in the comment section below, and I read and reply to every positive message I see. Also, today's video is sponsored by W Energy Drinks. Are you looking for a new energy drink that leaves you jitterless and able to focus in on any task at hand? Then go check out W Energy Drinks today at www.w.gg or search W Energy Drinks in your Google search bar. They have a plethora of different flavors, including Pineapple Splash, Shadow Monarch Surge, Push and Punch, and so many more. And if you want to try all the flavors, they've got a 3-pack sampler pack and a 6-pack sampler pack as well. And if you want to buy in bulk, they have the Founders Pick Bundle, which is 4 tubs, and a 5-tub bundle as well. Remember, each tub makes 90 energy drinks, so definitely keep that in mind. And if you're looking for a new bottle or a shaker, they've got 24-ounce bottles and mini character solos. They've got the Joker, they've got Black Wolverine, and so many more. They also have shirts and they also have hoodies if you're looking for some merch as well. And if you don't like making the drink, they got you covered there too. You could get a 12-pack of 12-ounce cans in mango orange cream and strawberry banana. So go check out W Energy Drinks today. And when you do get to check out, make sure you use promo code Nikki D Russis, 12 characters, all caps, no spaces, NICKYDRUSSAS. The link will be in the description below for 10%. Yes, 10% off your entire order. So go check out W Energy Drinks today. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video all over social media, and smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future videos. With that being said, I hope everybody continues to have an amazing day, and without further ado, let's get to this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Was live from Columbus, Ohio, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening, and we kicked this week's episode off with Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman all coming down to the ring with the crowd singing Seth Rollins' song. And Seth Rollins brought up CM Punk. They started to chant for CM Punk. Then the crowd started to chant for Roman Reigns, which at this point Seth Rollins asked the WWE Universe, what do you want? Because it doesn't seem like you're making it clear on who you want. Seth Rollins said, it doesn't matter what you want, because I am what you need right now. Then he started to discuss being Mr. Money in the Bank and started to go down the list. He brought up John Cena. He brought up Jey Uso. He brought up Gunther. He brought up Goldberg. He also brought up what they did to LA Knight, a few weeks ago on SmackDown. So a lot of name dropping here for Seth Rollins before he was interrupted by Penta. And Penta came out, and as soon as he came out, he wasn't here to do much talking because the ring bell rang. We was kicking things off proper on Monday Night Raw as we segued quickly into our first match of the evening as Braun Breaker was going one-on-one with Penta, and Braun Breaker was in control of this match early. He was straight up dominating with brute strength until Penta was able to reverse. He hit a kick, followed it up with a cross body. Then he hit a kick on Braun Breaker in the corner, followed it up with an upside down kick, and just like that, Penta was dominating the matchup before Braun Breaker intercepted Penta, hit him with a suplex, and then started to stomp away at Penta and was starting to grind down Penta before Braun Breaker hit another suplex on Penta, and that's when the confidence of Braun Breaker really started to show, but Penta, the resiliency, fighting right back until Braun Breaker hit him with a backbreaker for a 1-2 kick out. Then Braun Breaker, after both men were going back and forth, were able to hit a shoulder to the gut, followed it up with a 23-mile-an-hour clothesline, and this is where Braun Breaker got cocky. He said, "You will never beat me," as he's continued to stomp down Penta, and then he started to drag Penta's head on the ropes before going to the top rope, and Penta on the top rope was able to fight back, hit a right hand. Penta followed that up with some chops and a top rope hurricanrana. Then he hit a kick, followed it up with a super kick. But this didn't hurt Braun Breaker. This made Braun Breaker angry, and then Penta was able to take Braun Breaker's own momentum and put it against him and send him out of the ring, which is where Penta went to dive out of the ring, and Braun Breaker caught Penta, but Penta was able to battle through and send Braun Breaker into the post, and then Penta was able to hit the suicide dive. At that point, both men were down. We went to the commercial break. During the commercial break, Braun Breaker hit Penta onto the post, and then Braun Breaker hit his clothesline off the apron, flipping Penta over the announce table. That's when we came back to commercial break, and both men were down. They ended up getting back in the ring, and Braun Breaker continued to hit his stomps, but Penta was able to persevere through the stomps and was able to fight back until Braun Breaker hit a double knees for a 1-2 kick out, and then that's when we started to see Braun Breaker really ground Penta until once again Penta started to fight back. He hit some knees on Braun Breaker, followed it up with a sling blade. Then Penta attempted a roll-up, a suplex into a bridge cover for a 1-2 kick out. Then Braun Breaker was able to reverse a Mexican destroyer and hit his own Breakensteiner for a 1-2 kick out. And this is where the titties were exposed. This is where the straps came down. Braun Breaker started hulking up, but he ended up running right into a Penta kick. Then Penta hit a DDT, and Penta was finally able to hit the Mexican destroyer on Braun Breaker just like that. 1-2 kick out. And then Penta started to hit a bunch of kicks before Penta jumped off the top rope looking for a sling blade. Braun Breaker and Braun Breaker's shoulder was there and ready, planted it right into Penta's gut for a massive spear. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, Braun Breaker defeated Penta via pinfall on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins and company returned to the ring. Seth ended up telling Penta, "This is your one warning. Stay out of my way." So we'll definitely see where we're going with that in the upcoming weeks. Then we had had Michael Cole and Wade Barrett at ringside. Don't know where Pat McAfee's been. Might as well put him on a missing milk carton because it's the third week in a row we haven't seen Pat McAfee. Hopefully, all is well and he returns soon. But Wade Barrett and Michael Cole was discussing the Liv Morgan injury, talking about the fact that she needed surgery and she could be out for the next 6 months. Then we went backstage where Adam Pearce and AJ Styles were having a segment, and Adam Pearce told AJ Styles that the Intercontinental Championship match at Night of Champions is off because Dominic Mysterio is injured, but he told AJ Styles that as soon as Dominic Mysterio is able to compete, you are first in line for the Intercontinental Championship. And that is how we wrapped up hour 1 of Monday Night Raw. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw was live from Columbus, Ohio, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening, and we kicked off hour 2 with a sit-down interview. Michael Cole was sitting down with Goldberg to discuss Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Goldberg at Saturday night's main event in Atlanta on July 12th. And Goldberg discussed the first interaction that he had with Gunther, where Gunther called out Goldberg in front of his wife, in front of his son, and Goldberg really took that personally. Goldberg is really angry. He says Gunther embarrassed him during that altercation, which is why Gunther is coming back to wrap up that storyline and beat down Gunther and get his revenge in Atlanta. And he ended up saying he will beat the flip out of Gunther. He didn't use that word, but I think you know what word I'm talking about. That's the word he used. He said he will beat the flip out of Gunther at Saturday night's main event. And then we had a Judgment Day promo where the Judgment Day were sitting down and they were talking about how much they missed Liv Morgan and how much they are feeling like they're hurt by the injury of Liv Morgan, as they started to discuss the future plans of Finn Balor trying to keep everybody in the Judgment Day focused on the task at hand for the Judgment Day, and that is getting their hands on more championship gold. And just like that, we segued right into the Queen of the Ring semifinals match, as there was a storm brewing on Monday night, and that storm was Jade Cargill. She was taking on Roxanne Perez, with the winner facing Asuka in the Queen of the Ring finals on Saturday in Saudi Arabia. And we kicked things off with Roxanne Perez dipping out of the ring. Jade Cargill was on hot pursuit, chasing her down. Roxanne then dipped to the apron and tried to anger Jade Cargill, before Roxanne Perez slapped Jade Cargill right across the face and ended up running out of the ring, getting back in the ring, and then Roxanne put a headlock on Jade, but Jade was not having none of that. She threw Roxanne Perez across the ring, and just like that, Jade Cargill was overpowering Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez slapped Jade Cargill again, and all this did was make the Storm angry. And then Jade Cargill slammed Roxanne Perez, and Jade Cargill giving Roxanne Perez a taste of her own medicine with a slap across the face, as then Roxanne Perez hung Jade up onto the second rope, and that did nothing as well. Jade Cargill ended up slamming Roxanne and then hitting a Beal, which at this point Jade Cargill did get a little cocky. She started doing some push-ups, and then Jade and Roxanne were out of the ring. Jade, beautiful feat of strength, put Roxanne Perez in the attitude adjustment position, walked up the steel steps with Roxanne on her shoulders, and got back into the ring, dropped and it was an incredible feat of strength. Then Roxanne ended up dropping Jade on the steps, at which point Jade got her leg caught in the steel steps, and Roxanne Perez hit a drop kick onto the steel steps to really create a target on Jade Cargill as we went to the commercial break. Then Roxanne Perez, when we got back from the commercial break, was able to hit an uppercut, and Jade was able to power up, but Roxanne Perez, like I said, she created a target before the commercial break, and this is where she targeted it on that injured leg. Was able to hit a beautiful moonsault for a 1-2 kick out, and then started to grind down Jade Cargill's leg as Roxanne Perez was yelling, "Give up," at Jade Cargill. But Jade was able to kick out as Roxanne Perez then locked in a sleeper, and Jade Cargill used her size and strength to separate herself from Roxanne Perez. And then Roxanne Perez attempted a top rope maneuver where Jade Cargill caught Roxanne and hit her with a beautiful fall-away slam. And just like that, Jade Cargill was in control. She hit a spine buster on Roxanne Perez, which fired up Jade Cargill. And then Jade Cargill licked Roxanne Perez, which I saw to be kind of funny. But no hesitation after that. Picked up Roxanne, drilled a choke slam, 1-2 kick out. And then Jade ended up hitting kicks, keeping control of the match. And then Jade attempted a slam. Roxanne Perez was able to reverse and get a roll-up or a 1-2 kick out. And then Roxanne Perez was able to hit a beautiful kick to the neck of Jade Cargill for a 1-2 kick out. And then Roxanne Perez punched Jade, looking for a pop rocks, couldn't get it. Jade Cargill hits a power slam. Followed that up with a jaded 1-2-3. Jade Cargill defeats Roxanne Perez via pinfall on Monday Night Raw and will face Asuka in the Queen of the Ring finals at Night of Champions. At which point Jade was up on the entranceway. Asuka's music hit. She came out, and these two women were face to face with the Queen of the Ring crown between them. Such a beautiful visual, and that's how we wrapped up that segment. Then we went backstage where Sheamus and Rusev ended up becoming face to face, and Rusev essentially said he is God. Sheamus said put up or shut up, and I am presuming after the confrontation we had backstage between these two behemoths that we're going to have a banger of a match next week. And then the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther arrived. He started to discuss last week, talking about how Goldberg came out, congratulated Gunther, and Goldberg said, "You're next." Gunther even asked, "What does that mean?" Gunther said that he sees a 58-year-old man that can't lace my boots. He also said he's sorry for what he will do, and Gunther said he will forever end Goldberg, and that's how we wrapped up that segment on Monday night. Then we had Sami Zayn with Kathy Kelly backstage. She asked him a question, but before he could answer, he was interrupted by Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross said, "I told you you'd lose to Randy Orton last week." He says the good version of the babyface version of Sami Zayn will never be champion. And then Sami Zayn punched Karrion Kross straight across the face. He said, "I went to Adam Pearce and I got us a 1v1 match." And then he looked at Karrion Kross and he said, "TikTok." This segment made me laugh the most out of any segment we had tonight. And then just like that, we had the women's Women's Intercontinental Championship, as the champion Becky Lynch was defending against Bayley. And this match started out with a battle of strength. Becky ended up slapping Bayley, but that really upset Bayley, and Bayley just started to beat down Becky Lynch. Hit a sliding elbow on Becky. Becky was thrown onto the apron, and Bayley was able to hang Becky up onto the second rope. Then Bayley hit an elbow to the neck outside of the ring, and Bayley went out there, got Becky, threw her back into the ring. Becky then caught Bayley, and Becky tossed Bayley, which at that point, both women were down. Bayley was eventually able to get to the top rope, and Becky was able to twist Bayley's arm as we went to the commercial break. When we returned from the commercial break, both women were down. Bayley was able to hit a clothesline followed by a suplex. Then Bayley hit a running knee, and she hit a beautiful spinning slam for a 1-2 kick out, which at this point we was into battle of reversals, as these two women know each other so well. Becky, though, was able to hit a slam, but Bayley was able to counter that into a Bayley to belly for a 1-2 kick out. Then Bayley ended up throwing Becky into the corner, and Bayley hit a nasty sunset flip into the corner for a 1-2 kick out. Eventually, these two women scrapped up to the top rope, and they were fighting up there, where Becky was able to hit some punches and hit a superplex, which at this point Becky transitioned into a disarmer, locked it in, but Bayley was able to roll through for a 1-2 kick out. Then Bayley had a submission move of her own upper sleeve, as she was able to lock in the half crab on Becky. But Becky was able to get to the ropes, and Bayley was hitting punches. Becky was hitting boots. Then we had a beautiful slugfest between these two women, before Bayley went into Becky's playbook and hit Becky with a manhandle slam. Then Becky rolled out of the ring. Ring IQ awareness through the roof for Becky Lynch there. Then Becky was able to throw Bayley over the announce table, attempted to bury Bayley under the announce table, and tried to win this one via countout. That's where Lyra Valkyria showed up and unburied Bayley and got her into the match. Then Lyra Valkyria stormed the ring. Becky Lynch was able to hit a baseball slide. Then Bayley threw Becky into the post and the barricade as she went to the top rope. When she got to the top rope, Lyra Valkyria attacked Becky Lynch. The referee called for the bell, as Becky Lynch was able to defeat Bayley via disqualification thanks to the attack by Lyra Valkyria to retain the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley looked at Lyra Valkyria afterwards and said, "This was my match. What are you doing?" And what a way to end hour 2 of Monday Night Raw. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw was live from Columbus, Ohio, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening, and we kicked off hour 3 with the powerhouse representing the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez came down to the ring and called out Rhea Ripley. She ended up saying, "You could come out here and fight me, or I could go back there and grab you by your nose ring and drag you out here." Raquel Rodriguez was holding nothing back on her promo, probably one of the best and most vicious promos Raquel Rodriguez has had thus far in her career. And Rhea Ripley came out and answered the bell. She didn't have a mic in her hand. She came out like a woman possessed, stormed the ring, and these two women started throwing haymakers like this was the last fight they were ever gonna have, and they broke it down. Raquel Rodriguez ended up throwing Rhea Ripley over the barricade, went and got a table. Rhea Ripley was on the announce table, threw threw Raquel Rodriguez into the steel steps. Rhea Ripley set up the table. We all thought that Rhea Ripley was going to hit a riptide on Raquel Rodriguez through the table, but Roxanne Perez was able to show up, attack Rhea Ripley, let Raquel Rodriguez get her composure, and Raquel Rodriguez set Rhea Ripley up for a Tejada bomb through the table, which Rhea Ripley ended up eating wood on this evening. Before Rhea Ripley afterwards went backstage to Adam Pearce and said, "I want Raquel Rodriguez." Adam Pearce said, "How about it, Night of Champions?" Rhea Ripley said, "Sounds good." Adam Pearce said, "How about a street fight?" Rhea Ripley said, "Even better." And so we'll be getting Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley in a street fight in Saudi Arabia on Saturday. And just like that, we have the main event of the evening. We have the King of the Ring semifinals. Cody Rhodes going one-on-one with Jey Uso, and the winner will face Randy Orton on Saturday in Saudi Arabia. And these two men put on one of the best main events we have seen on Raw on Netflix yet, in my opinion. They ended up shaking hands right before the match got underway, which I thought was an excellent sign of sportsmanship, something that we should see more often in WWE. And then we had a battle of strength. Jey Uso was able to hit a shoulder tackle on Cody Rhodes for a one kick out. And Cody immediately turned it around for a one kick out of his own, as Cody Rhodes ended up taking control until Jey Uso beeled Cody Rhodes across the ring. But Cody Rhodes, trying to one-up Jey Uso here, ended up beeling Jey Uso across the ring before these two had a face-off. Cody Rhodes ended up taking control. Cody ended up missing his crossroads, but Jey Uso hit a beautiful super kick. We heard a yeet as we went to the commercial break. When we returned from the commercial break, Cody Rhodes had the figure four leg lock locked in, but Jey Uso was able to get to the rope. Then Uso got back into the match, hit a beautiful kick, which at this point Jey Uso was in control. He followed it up with a Samoan drop on Cody Rhodes for a 1-2 kick out. And then Uso had Cody Rhodes laid out in the corner, so he hit the butt smash, and then attempted an Uso splash, but Cody Rhodes got his knees up, which at this point Cody Rhodes locked in the Kimura, something we hadn't seen Cody Rhodes do since he fought Brock Lesnar a couple of years ago. So definitely a beautiful time for Cody Rhodes to pull out the Kimura. But Jey Uso, the wherewithal to flip it around, put Cody Rhodes into a sleeper, and Cody ended up being down for a few minutes before actually powering up and throwing Jey Uso to the floor. And just like that, both men were down. When we did get these guys back to the feet, Jey Uso attempted a suicide dive but was intercepted as they went to the top rope, and we had a slugfest. Uso was able to hit a headbutt on Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes got up, climbed back to the top rope like a cat, and hit a superplex on Jey Uso, which at this point we went to the commercial break again. When we returned from the commercial break, Cody was in control as these two were locked up in a slugfest. And then Cody was able to hit some jabs. Cody hit a knockdown, but Jey Uso got up and hit a power slam. And then Jey Uso attempted to hit Crossroads, but Cody Rhodes was able to hit a Cody Cutter for a 1-2 kick out. And then Jey Uso a moment later was able to hit a nasty spear for a 1-2 kick out. And then Cody Rhodes was able to get composure and hit a kick, went to the hit, and then Cody Rhodes hit a top rope Cody Cutter for a 1-2 kick out, and which at this point and Cody Rhodes started hulking up. No, but Jey Uso was able to reverse Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso hit a beautiful crossroads on Cody Rhodes. I guess tonight is the night where we're going to be using our opponent's finishers. But it only got a 1-2 kick out, which at this point Uso was hitting a kick, hit a second kick. Uso hit a spear, went to the top rope. Cody then hit a top rope Cody cutter as Cody was able to hit crossroads on Jey Uso. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes defeated Jey Uso via pinfall and will face Randy Orton in the King of the Ring finals at Night of Champions. When the dust settled, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso got back to their feet, shook hands, hugged out a hard-fought match, and that's how we ended this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. And that was the 2025 WWE Raw Recap episode 24, which was live from Columbus, Ohio, as we was reminded many times throughout the evening. What's your favorite moment of Monday Night Raw? You want to say hi? You want to talk about wrestling? Just post a comment down in the comment section below, and I read and reply to every positive message I see. Also, today's video was sponsored by W Energy Drinks. Are you looking for a new energy drink that'll leave you jitterless and able to focus in on any task at hand? Go check out W Energy Drinks today. They've got a multitude of different flavors, including pineapple splash and push and punch, and so many more. They've got starter packs, they've got bundle packs if you like to buy in bulk. They've got shakers and bottles and a multitude of different designs. And if you're looking for shirts and hoodies, they got you there too. And if you don't like making the drink, they also got 12-pack of 12-ounce cans you can get as well. So make sure you go check out W Energy Drinks today. And when you do get to checkout, make sure you use promo code Nikki D. Russis, 12 characters, all caps, no spaces, NICKYDRUSSAS. The link for that is in the description below. When you use the code, you'll get 10%, yes, 10% off your entire order. So go check out W Energy Drinks today. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video all over social media, and you made it all the way to the end of this video, go smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future videos. And if you want to see some more of me, Nikki D, then go check out another one of my videos, because I got hours of content that'll keep you entertained well into the evening. With that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I'm Nikki D. This is the Nikki D channel, and I will see all of y'all beautiful people next time. Bye, y'all.